physical factors that favored the development of Gauteng PWV core industrial region? These answers were there in the extract. Variety of mineral raw materials for 1 mark. Thick deposit seams of minerals 1 mark. Any two multiplied by 1, you allocate 2 marks for that question. 243, name 2 challenges mentioned in the extract. I think it is this one as well is easy for learners to earn mark from that. The Gauteng core industrial region continues to face. What are those challenges? In Gauteng, you find that there is a challenge of power supply. It's a challenge on infrastructure maintenance. So this one, you find that is 2 multiplied by 1. There, you give them 2 marks. 2.4.4. How do the challenges to answer in question 2.4.3 impact negatively on industrial activity in this region for 4 marks? Okay. This one, under power supply, the challenges in fact impact on the environment, because environmental policies on the usage of coal to decrease this pollution of the environment. We have high demand for electricity by all sectors, 2 marks. Load shedding, which reduces productivity, 2 marks. Then on infrastructure maintenance, the impact is that high population puts strain on infrastructure. Negligence, lack of capacity by government to maintain infrastructure, 2 marks for that. Learners must mention here 1 from each, meaning that when you mark is 2 by 2, you don't allocate marks for, maybe for an example, under power supply, if learner have written these 2, maybe, or these 2 answers, you only mark 1 because they have to give answers from both power supply as well as 1 from infrastructure maintenance. 2.4.5. Explain how the development of secondary industrial activities in the Gauteng PWV core industrial region created a greater demand for tertiary activities. The development of secondary industrial activities in Gauteng created demand because there is a need to develop new skills, 2 marks. Increased need for new upgraded infrastructure, 2 marks. Upgrading of different modes of transport, 2 marks. Increased need for more services, 2 marks. New equipment is developed, more educational facilities, advanced research opportunities, 2 marks. Increased export, 2 marks. Increased support by financial institutions. Now we have many answers, but you only take 3, any 3 from mentioned answers here. 3 multiplied by 2 will amount to 6. 2.5, figure 2.5 is based on the informal sector. Let's look at the question 251. When is trade considered to be informal? But firstly, let us go to the figure that shows informal sector there. This is the figure. As you can see, there are a lot of vegetables here and there are customers here that are seen there. Okay. So let's go to the questions thereof. So the first question 251 says, When is trade considered to be informal? Okay. Correct answer is when there is no formal structure, no income tax paid, and trade is not registered. Is 1 mark, is a concept. Some of the learners can say is when business is unregistered and do not pay tax. Remember, it's a concept, please. Read it carefully and allocate marks accordingly. 252, give 2 reasons for the rapid growth of informal sector in South Africa. What is a reason for that? For the fast growth of informal sector in South Africa is when there is no formal structure, because no income tax paid and trade is not registered. So there will be a very fast growth or expansion of informal sector because there is no formal structure in it. No tax is paid when you want to engage in this type of sector. So it's a concept again here, not a concept. The reason there. Then let's go to the next question because we are supposed to give 2 marks for that. 253, explain why the informal sector has an important role to play in the South African economy for 4 marks, 2 by 2. Provide a source of income for those who do not have formal employment. Develop entrepreneurial skills. People have increased buying power. Reduces the crime rate. Provides access to basic goods and reduced price. It assists with food security. Any 2 multiplied by 2 will be 4. Okay. 254, state 2 negative conditions that traders in the informal sector must cope with on a daily basis. Informal sector, you find that they don't have shelter, no storage facilities, no ablution facilities, exposed to weather elements, unhygienic working environment or condition, theft of their goods, harassment by authorities or local authorities, abuse by customers. Any 2 is equals to 2. 2 by 1. 255, suggest 3 strategies that local authorities can implement to improve the conditions of informal sector or informal traders. The local authorities can provide shelter for storeholders against the weather, 2 marks. Provide storage facilities for stock, 2 marks. Provide toilets, 2 marks. Provide water to keep area clean, 2 marks. Improve policing and security in the area, 2 marks. So any 3 of them is equals to 6 marks. So the marks for the entire question 2 on economic geography is 60 marks, right? Let's proceed to question 3, where we have encountered many problems. And let's go, how do we go about it? Instructions and information is given under this section of map work. The questions in section B are based on 1:50 topographic map, 2029 cc Emalahleni. The 1:10,000 orthophoto map, 2529 cc 15 Emalahleni. And figure 3, the general information on Emalahleni in the annexure. All right. The problem that we have encountered, we have seen that on the topographic map, there were no letters, but it is said that we have to mark all the questions and we do not have to give candidates free marks. You'll see at the end of this question 3. Okay? So map skills and calculation under 3.1. Okay? It says determine the grid reference for the Witbank railway station in block D6 on the topographic map. Learners were supposed to look at the grid reference there. So it is 6 degrees 51 minutes 52 seconds. You allocate 1 mark for that. Or 29:12 minutes 41 seconds east, 1 mark for that. But be careful, colleagues, when you mark this, we have a range from 51 to 53 and 40 to 42. We also accommodate if learners have written these answers in your range. 3.1.2a, calculation of magnetic declination on this topographic map for 2021. I believe in this one as well, because it was also in paper 1. This question was asked in paper 1. So most of the learners should have done well in this one as well. Show all your calculations. So they were supposed to look at the topographic map and look at the difference in years, which is 2021 minus 2014, which equals to 7 years. Then we give mark for 7 years. Then we go to the total change here, which is 7 years multiplied by annual change, which is 5 degrees. That will equal to 35 minutes west of true north. So the magnetic declination for 2021 would be 18 degrees 19 minutes west, mark for that, plus our total change, which is 35 degrees. So that will amount to 18 degrees 54 minutes west. So the total mark for this is 5 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as indicated by the ticks there. B, why is it important to calculate magnetic declination of the map? Because one calculates the present magnetic declination so that when you work with a map, you use the most up-to-date information. It's a concept. Then, I mean, it's not a concept. It's 1 mark for that. Okay. 3.1.3. Calculate a straight line direct distance in meters from Witbank railway station in D6 to the Tavinspan railway station in A9. On the topographic map, it is easy because they just take their ruler and measure that, and the correct measurement is 7.6 centimeter, then multiply by 500, it equals to 3,800 meters. So it's 2 marks for that. And also, as we can see here, when we have the answer, the correct answer, you give 2 marks for that as well. The subtotal for 3.1 will be 10 marks. Map application and interpretation. Various options are given as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question numbers. 321 to 322 in the answer book. Example, 322D. 321, the fissure causing environmental depollution problem in H6 and H7. As you can see that we had possible answers A excavation, B, mine dam, C, erosion, D, felt fires. So I have indicated alongside here B or mine dam. So much as learners were supposed to give letters, but please, you also have to allocate for if learners has maybe written this concept. I mean these words here, like mind them. Hence I have indicated B and then have written mind them. Please. 322. The land use at A on the ortho photo. If you look at the ortho photo, it was not there. But A was a recreation. That is why I have indicated in red here. So this was the correct answer, but it was the letter was not there in the ortho photo. Hence, I have indicated earlier. The land use zone at A is not there as well. A, recreation, B, maize mill, C, graveyard, D, plantation. The correct answer was this one here, recreation. 323. Refer to residential areas labeled B and C on the topographic map. Colleagues, here again, geographers, that is where we had a problem because there were no B and C letters on the topographic map. State the street pattern, that is the first question. Street pattern plan found in each of the residential areas B and C. They were not there, B and C. But the street patterns were B, gridiron pattern, C, irregular pattern. Then B, provide one piece of evidence that B is an older residential area than C. As well, here we had challenge. In the topographic map, we did not have B and C, but B was grid street pattern is the one that is oldest. 324A. How will N4 passing through Emalahleni influence the sphere of influence of the city? The sphere of influence will extend, or it will be larger, it will be bigger, or it will expand. 1 mark for that. B. Explain your answer in question 324A. If it will expand, it means that the road gives access to people who are not staying in Emalahleni to buy goods there. Business in Emalahleni will be able to transport goods to other areas. All right. 325A is the area labeled D on the topographic map. Remember, we had a problem on the map here as well, D. But the answer was no for that. Going to B. Give one piece of evidence from topographic map for your answer in question 2. So the anticipated answer was the area is a sinkhole. The ground is not suitable for building. But as you can see, I have indicated with the red color there, we had a problem there. Okay. Geographic information system, let me check something quickly here. Okay, when we were discussing the memo, remember that some of the answers for Emalahleni were also found here. Were also found in this map here. Right. Let's go back to our questions. GIS 3.3, Geographic Information Systems. Choose one term from the given concept in brackets that represent the explanation below. 331. A, the descriptive information of any feature object is referred to as attribute, data, or database. The correct answer is attribute, data. And also in this one, remember it's a repetition because it was also asked in paper 1. B, refer to E in block C6 on the topographic map. Describe one attribute of the area that makes this location a good choice for farming. We were not having that letter E in block C6. But in that block, if you look at the map, topographic map, canal was conspicuous there. Nonetheless, let's carry on. There is a canal that provides water for irrigation. The area is relatively flat for plantation. Okay, we were supposed to give anyone there when you mark. Remember that we have said that there are no free marks that have to be allocated here. We'll see at the end of this. 332A, the orthophoto map represent, if you look at the orthophoto, is it a raster or a vector data in the form of pixels? So orthophoto, definitely it is a raster data. B, the orthophoto map has high resolution. Give a reason to support this. It has a high resolution because one can see the features on the orthophoto very clearly. And the orthophoto shows fine details like trees. 2 marks for that. Anyone? 3.33. Explain how data manipulation would have contributed to the high resolution of the orthophoto map. Making it lighter so features can be seen or can be identified. Making it smaller so features can be clearer. Add more descriptive labels. Making the image sharper to make it clearer. Anyone? Okay. Anyone there? 1 multiplied by 2, as you can see there. 1 multiplied by 2 is this one here. 1 multiplied by 2. Okay, let's go to this one. When you mark, look at your memos. It says, please do not mark the following question. 322, 323, question 325, question 331B. Don't mark them. So what you have to do in this question, question 3, it has to be marked out of 20 instead of 30 marks. Then marks must be converted afterwards to 30 marks in order for us to have a grand total of 150 marks. I think we come to the end of this memo discussion. In general, if I look at the paper, it was fair for learners